What's going on, fishy friends? I had to run away from the camera for just a second, but I hope everyone's enjoying this beautiful weather. Our guest tonight, Eddie Weber, is down in Key West, Florida. And normally we'd be hurting, we'd be struggling right now because we'd be really jealous. But the weather gods have graced us with it was like almost 80 degrees outside today. So that was slick. Let me go ahead and bring in Eddie. You're probably like, what did he disappear?
What's up, man?
How you doing, brother?
Doing good. You said it was 80 up there today?
Man, I was just outside. It felt like it was 80. I mean, it was like upper 70s for sure.
Good. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, it felt really warm. I mean, maybe, I don't know. My car said 79, but the car is usually like 3 degrees too warm. I don't know why. I don't know how they can't fix that, but.
Nice.
So how's the fishing been so far?
Well, I was really trying to chase some bullseyes on Sunday, a couple days ago. So we're down in Key West now. We actually drove down with the family, which went 1,000 times better than I expected, actually. Did the full day all the way down to Boca. Did some bullseye fishing that day, a couple days ago, whenever it was. Man, I thought it was going to be way better. I don't know. I didn't get a bullseye. I was grinding it out all day. I really wanted to catch one on top water, so maybe I was a little too stubborn and didn't switch up to subsurface. I did a little bit of subsurface, but man, just could not find it for some reason. Oh, thank you for the breadstick. But caught a couple bass, and it was fun doing some exploring. So, but it was, I mean, totally different fishing, just exploring canals and, walking, and probably walked 8 miles. It was just walking and casting.
Well, I'll tell you, man, I fished down in Florida a good bit. And I think, when you watch YouTube videos and watch television and other video about Florida fishing, you just expect to go down there and, crush it every single day.
Right.
And you get down there and you're like, wait a second, this isn't my backyard.
Right.
You still got to know, local stuff. You got to know what their approach, their technique. So I actually found the, fishing Florida to be a pretty good learning curve. I mean, I caught fish, but rarely did I catch what I was targeting. I just catch stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of feel like I could have done the same thing, like catch stuff, but I was just like, I really want a bullseye so bad. Like I saw some nice gar, and some other stuff. I was trying to get a peacock or two, but they wouldn't bite. But man, it was some cool fishing, and I'll definitely be back. We might stop at a spot on the way back on Wednesday. I'm really glad I got some bass. But, we're going out. So then we went down to Key Largo. My sister lives there. Did a couple fishing around the docks, but mainly was just doing some family days. And now tomorrow down in Key West, we're going to go out to Fort Jefferson for 3 days and fish from there for just about everything. So
that looked unreal. The pictures you sent looked like.
Oh, it's gonna be crazy. So it's like 70 miles west of Key West. Taking a buddy's boat out there and camping there for 2 days. I mean, it's about as remote as you get.
Yeah, I mean, driving down to Key West, you feel like you're getting remote because, I mean, when I went, I couldn't believe. Like, you hear about Key West, you don't think major city. But you also don't think that it's good. You got one lane that's going to get you all the way out there.
Right. I mean, if there's a bad accident, you're trapped on one way.
You're done. Or if, like, you're stuck behind an old person, which there are a lot of down there, and they're driving 20 miles an hour. Well, you're driving 20 miles an hour too.
Yeah.
Until you get wherever you're going.
Slow going at times. I had my son counting the bridges. That was keeping them entertained.
Yeah. There's some big ones. I mean, on your way out, I think it's Pine Island Bridge.
Yep.
That's an awesome one.
Okay.
If you're able to stop it, do you have a kayak with you?
I do not.
I saw you didn't. Yeah.
I'll show.
I'm sure.
Next time.
next time. It definitely is a next time trip. But
Absolutely.
before we get too far, guys, we do have a question of the night and a prize for question of the night. Actually, you guys have the question of the night. I have a prize for question of the night, and that is provided by our good friends at Hook Optics. That's what I was running to do because I wanted everyone to see how Hook Optics can take a dorky looking guy like me and turn him into this guy.
There you go. Looking.
Man, these things are awesome. They're super comfortable. I got a really big head, and I never get a headache with these things on. So yeah, they're awesome over at Hook Optics, and they are donating for tonight 2 tickets to the Bay Bridge Boat Show, which will be on April 14th through the 16th. They will be there. So the only caveat to winning this prize, if you ask question of the night, is that you have to go and say hello to Bob and Nikki at the Bay Bridge Boat Show, and say thank you. So, the Bay Bridge Boat Show, April 14th through the 16th. 2 tickets on them. All you got to do is ask a question that Mr. Weber, or should we call you Mr. Angler? Severn River. Severn's your first name. River's your middle name, and Angler is your last name.
There you go.
Mr. Angler. Mr. Angler has to choose the question of the night.
Nice.
So let's talk. We'll talk some Florida fishing for sure.
Yeah.
Let's do that a little bit first, and then we'll kind of get into. Now, you know what? I take it back because I know some people have a short attention span, and they want a Severn River report.
Okay.
So we do a 2-minute bite, and that's what's biting on the Severn, what are people using, what's the technique.
Nice. Yep, absolutely. So stripers are, stuff's about to shut down for stripers, so you can still chase some yellow perch and pickerel in the Severn. Those are, pickerel are pretty much always biting. Might be a little hit or miss because it's a little bit more of their spawning time in this March time, so it's a little more hit or miss. But you can definitely still get some pickerel, some nice yellow perch are still running, and the white perch should be coming in right after them. Only thing about the Severn and the yellow perch and the white perch, I forget exactly what the line is, but all the way up the Severn, you can't go past, I think it's the Indian River Marina. You can't go past that and fish upriver of that because that's their main spawning area. You can't just look that up and confirm that line where it is, so they try to protect them from that.
Hi.
Can you help with mommy? I'm talking fishing.
Aren't you a cute little thing? So if you were targeting yellow perch on the Severn right now, what would your approach be?
Yeah, just tiny little small paddle tails, maybe like a tandem, also with a spoon and a paddle tail combo. Little minnows, they love little minnows as well around structure. What's up, Sam? So they're going to be, around structure, kind of schooling up still. So those would be 2 of my main things. Little shiny spoons also. But definitely, your perch size, those little spinners, stuff like that.
So that's your artificial approach. You do. I know some guys do like shad darts and minnows.
Yeah. Shad darts and minnows are definitely a good go-to as well. Yeah, little bucktail shad darts, 16th of an ounce, just kind of bobbing it around structure or bouncing it off the bottom.
Cool. Colin with Big Yacker says, wait, is this the Severn or the Florida report? Oh, the Severn report. Well, brother, you're getting it, man. We'll get that to you. First question of the night, Dirk Cothington asks, have you ever had any luck with blade baits?
I have not too much. I haven't used blade baits very much. They're great for vertical jigging. I've used that, what is it? I don't know if Rapala makes it, or the the rattle trap with the little blade on the back. It's kind of like a half rattle trap, half blade. That's great for rockfish. It'll catch you some nice sized perch too. If you're looking for those like big perch and trying to stay away from the, those 8-9 inchers, you probably catch less fish. But yeah, blade baits are a great option. I haven't used them very much, but a lot of my buddies do.
I had a friend this year off the Severn use a blade bait for pickerel and did all right.
Yeah.
Just bouncing it. They after you pop it, they really sink like a wounded baitfish. It's amazing. It's the simplest looking thing.
Yep.
But
yeah, especially on a sunny day.
Uh-oh.
Mom must not know I'm on a call.
Come on, Mom.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, anything shiny and that vibration will help too, for sure.
Cool. So pickerel, you said that they're, when they get into their mating season, they're one of these fish that sort of shuts down, right?
It does make it a little tougher. Yep. And it's not something anyone's really ever pinpointed, like this is the spawning time for pickerel, but usually like in the March-ish time is when they start spawning. And
we're moving towards the end of March. Does that end, and is there another hot period before it gets really hot and the bite kind of slows down?
Yeah, I'd say this time the bite will start heating up on the warming trend when it's I haven't been out in a little bit, but when the water's getting out of that 40 degrees, obviously, into that low 50s, kind of high 40s, high 40s, low 50s.
That's where we're at pretty much now. After today, I mean, it was when we were out on the Mid-Bay main channel the other day, it was in the mid 40s. After today, I would say it's gone up some, and obviously the Severn's going to get a little warmer than the main stem.
Right.
So it could easily be high 40s, low 50s now on the Severn.
Yeah, so I'd say should still be biting pretty good, and like this springtime, the warm trend is good, and then the winter time I like the cooling trend. They seem to kind of pick up. The bite picks up on the cooling trend in the winter and the fall, but in the spring it heats up. The bite gets better in the warming trends.
Looks like Lady C's asking a question. She says, "Do the warmer temps impact where the pickerel go in the river?"
Yeah, good question. Yeah, I think they would be, well, maybe not specifically in the river, but they're going to be going a little bit more into the shallows where that like a little bit warmer water is. They can kind of they like venturing up there a little bit more, where when it was like freezing cold, they're deeper. So they kind of go back to their fall trend where you can get them in the shallows a little bit better, more around structure, stuff like that, more than in the winter when it's super cold. They like to be in that kind of off the ledges and things. So, there's not grass, but any kind of wood structure, they'll hang around.
Do you find that they're a little bit more, I don't know I guess aggressive, and as the water warms? Because during the winter I noticed a lot of times you get a lot of follows, but the number of follows to the number of actual strikes was, follows outnumbered the strikes by a fair amount.
Yeah, for sure. They'll start, especially after the spawn. If there's a little shutdown, they'll be a little more aggressive, a little more committed to the bait. That's it.
Got it. All right, guys, we got about 4 or 5 more minutes to get your questions in. You got to give Dirk some competition. But just if you weren't on before, we got 2 tickets to the Bay Bridge Boat Show provided to us by Hook Optics that will be free to the winner of Question of the Night. But I'm going to open it up for questions from now until the end of the show for either Severn River or bay fishing,
anything,
snakehead fishing, anything, or Florida stuff.
That's right. So one thing I wanted to mention, I wish I could be there, but the CCA is having their end of the year banquet party for the CCA pickerel tournament. So just want to do a quick plug for that. It's at the Boatyard in Eastport. I think 6 o'clock, something like that, next Tuesday. So hopefully everyone can come and show some support. They're going to have some panels, people talking, and just hanging out, talking fishing. So,
and we always want to support the CCA and everything that David Sikorsky has going on over there. So we appreciate that plug.
Absolutely.
So you're headed to a terrible remote place off Key West somewhere to fish against your will. Do you have any fish that are kind of on your bucket list for wanting to catch while you're down there?
Yeah, a big cobia is still definitely on my list, just in general. And down here, I mean, sometimes cobia are kind of an afterthought, but they got some monster cobia down here. Tuna would be pretty awesome. Some, big boy snapper, big boy grouper. I've done some grouper fishing, and man, for a little fish, you would think you gotta.
Oh, dude, they are ridiculously strong.
Ridiculously strong for like a 15-inch grouper. You're like, dang, I thought that was like a rock.
I was trolling a little SXR10, a Rapala.
Yeah.
And I caught a grouper the size of my forearm, and it almost ripped the rod holder like out of the plastic and left. I mean, I felt like I was going to leave a hole this big in my kayak. It hit the rod that hard. I mean, it doubled it over, put the entire rod in the water. It's hard to get it out of the rod holder.
Right.
And then I reeled it in, and it was like, an 18-inch grouper.
Yeah. You're like, we went on a guide one time that the guide was so dialed in that he knew if it was a keeper grouper, it would actually pull drag. He was so dialed in to that much. So, I just want to catch some big fish. I'm just excited for the experience and catch some big fish and new stuff. Like you said, stuff that I don't. There's going to be so many options. I don't even know if there's what exactly to choose.
Dude, there's so many cool things down there. There's a mutton snapper that are beautiful.
Yeah.
Yellowtail.
The mutton snapper capital of the world. I mean, some
monster. What's that?
There's some monster mutton snapper around the fort. It's supposedly like the mutton snapper capital of the world or whatever.
And it is a strong. I mean, they're also really strong.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. Like, I feel like our bay fish are really strong. Those pure salt fish down there take it to a whole nother level, dude. I mean, you guys got Spanish mackerel down there, Nero mackerel. Unfortunately, if you're in a boat, you probably won't be able to get to the bonefish. That's a next time trip. Bring
right.
it back. Dude,
yep.
Their bone fishing down there is excellent. We got some questions coming in. First of all, Chance, thanks so much, dude. I really appreciate it. Oh, you plucked off a 45 on the same day.
That was a nice fish. That was awesome.
Oh, thanks. That was really a thrill. Talk about strong fish. Like, if you'd have asked me before Monday what pulls harder, a bull or a rockfish of same size, I would have told you bull red all the way.
Yeah.
And probably still, but like a rockfish that size, when it wants to dictate the action, it does. I mean,
you're right. When they get to that size, they pull pretty nice.
There's times where you just have to keep the rod tip up, and there's nothing you can do but hope it slows down.
Yeah.
But Chance also asked, Eddie, are you looking for soft leaf beds when fishing for pickerel, or do you find them tucked in the rocks?
Yeah, no, that's a great question. That's a great spot to look for them when like dead leaves on the bottom. Absolutely. In the rocks, sometimes I find them off points, like riprap points, but yes, especially when the grass dies off, the soft leaf beds on the bottom, kind of dead stuff. They'll sit there and kind of ambush prey that way as well.
Good question. Somebody wants to go to the boat show. Sam Tudor, with this warming weather, is it hard not to fish for snakeheads instead of pickerel? Good question too, because that's been on my mind, man.
Yeah, that would be. I know some guys are out there and starting to catch them, so that would be my go-to. To be honest, if it's 80 there, I'd be on the shore in a minute.
Well, especially because you're starved for snakehead, right? It's like, we've had pickerel all winter, and it's like you get a couple 80-degree days in a row, and the snakeheads are ready to pop off. So
yep,
absolutely. Personally, I made people are probably tired of hearing me say it, but I promised myself and everyone that watches that I would fish more this winter, which I fished more in Maryland this winter than I have in the last 5 winters combined.
You did, man. I'm so sorry we never got to go out.
Dude, we both have a boat. We're going to make it happen.
Right.
And my next promise is that I'm going to get out and target snakehead more this year than I have in the last 5 years combined, because there's so many days where I'm able to fish and it's windy, where I don't want to get out on the main bay for stripers and get blown around. So I'm looking forward to fishing for snakehead.
Well, way more accessible than ever on the west side too, and my boat. There's some good accessible spots where you can drop your boat. We'll talk about that offline.
We'll talk about that offline for sure. Anybody with the last question? I think it's 7:24. We probably ought to go to question of the night. So we got Eddie, we got Chance, and we got Dirk. And I guess, are we calling Collins a question? That's not a question, Colin. Sorry.
Yeah. I'll take Chance's question. Was a good one.
Eddie, are you looking for leaf beds when fishing for pickerel? Yeah, that is an excellent question. Chance, you are the winner, sir. Congratulations. And you win the 2 tickets to the Bay Bridge Boat Show. Chance, it's going to be on the 14th and the 16th. Chance, send us your email, your contact information to admin@thefishingchannel.net. That's admin@thefishingchannel.net. Okay, well, Short Sharp, you do this a lot, dude. And because you're a TFC Plus member, I always allow your question to come in. It's not eligible for a prize, but we do have a question for Eddie to answer. He says, I've never targeted snakeheads. There are some around my area. What 2 lures would you use for a snakehead newbie? That's a good question, dude. If you got that in a few minutes ago, that would have contended.
Yeah, that would have contended for sure. All right, so I'll give you 1 top water and 1 subsurface then. So I love the high octane Frogzilla. I think you can't go wrong with white. That's just kind of a classic color. If I had to choose one color, that would be my go-to. And then, subsurface. Between 2 for subsurface, either the finesse chatterbait, or the inline mini trident, or weedless trident from high octane. I'm more of a chatterbait guy. I just have more confidence with chatterbaits, but my buddies crush it on the weedless trident, like inline spinner. So, that's tough. That's tough for me to choose between those two.
Forgiven, Short Sharp. Yeah.
Probably for a if you're doing brand new, I would do the inline spinner. The weedless trident. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because when I first started fishing for snakehead, I really found the chatterbait to be the easiest thing, because you can just throw it out there. I mean, there's nothing to it. You throw it out there and retrieve it, and they crush it. But you do a lot more snakehead fishing than I do, so I will defer to you.
line is pretty good. You don't have to worry about different weights. That's what I was thinking about. What size weight do you use for the chatterbait?
Oh, right. Right.
But yeah, chatterbait, either a 1/8 or a 3/8 ounce, depending on, how shallow you're fishing you can't go wrong with those either.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Good
Well,
stuff, man.
Eddie, enjoy that vacation, man. Take tons of pictures.
Appreciate it.
Keep that camera rolling so you can share that action with all
Absolutely.
of us.
Hey, I got talking about keeping my camera on. I got a good video of me falling down the bank, so that'll be a good blooper.
Yeah, love it. Please send that. I mean, I don't know why, but people just love laughing at other people hurting themselves.
That's right. That's right.
Are you okay?
I'm all right. Yep. Ego's a little. I'm all right.
Well, Lady C says thank you, Eddie. Thanks everyone for watching. You guys are the best, Eddie. I really hope that you and your fam, make some memories down there. And you said Fort Washington. Where was it?
Fort Jefferson, Dried Tortugas.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
That looks amazing. I will be living vicariously through you for the next several days. Your kids are adorable.
Thank you.
You guys have a great night.
Bye-bye. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Bye.